What's going on, Senpai Squad? Welcome back to a brand new video, and today we are joined by Baara B. Yo, say what's up.
Hey, what's up? What's up? Baara B here.
Right, so I think today we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about quite a topic that has become quite big recently, and that's whether or not Urashiki is going to play a bigger role in the Boruto story as a whole, or whether or not he's just going to get sacked off at some point during this arc. So I thought we'd have a little discussion about this and see where we each of us are with this topic.
Definitely. I think you should start off first, your channel.
yeah, that's fine. Okay, so
Alright.
I'll probably get this out of the way right now. I'm more of the he will live past this arc. I feel like there's been plenty of hints leading towards the fact that he's going to play a bigger role in the story, because there's so many different things. I mean, for a start, I don't know the exact fact, but it almost feels like they've given Urashiki more screen time than they have Momoshiki. At least that's how I feel. Yeah.
Definitely. I feel like the thing about Urashiki is that we talked about it before. You know, Urashiki is just an open book. No one really knows about him, and it's mainly because he wasn't in the manga or the movie. You know, and they just introduced him with the Rinnegan. There's so much mystery around Urashiki. They could do so much with him. It makes no sense for him to die in this arc right here.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it must have been 8 months ago now when they announced that they'd actually be including Urashiki. And back then, I just thought he's just going to be another Kinshiki. They'll probably just Momoshiki will absorb him, and that'll be that. But I think it was when I started to see his interactions with Toneri and Gaara, I think that's when I started to realize, like, this guy, he's more than just your Kinshiki. He's his own thing. He adds a completely new dimension, as we were saying earlier, to this entire arc. He completely, and like you said before, he's an open book. He can literally be written any single way. And I think a lot of people who kind of argue with me, saying that he won't live past this arc, they point towards the direction of, yeah, well, they're going off the original script of the movie, which obviously Urashiki was in. However, personally, I understand that is true. It is a thing, but the fact I can't see myself that they'd just animate the entire script like word for word, essentially. If you go what I mean, like, I imagine Ikimoto, Kadachi probably would have, in my opinion, looked at Urashiki and thought, yeah, I like your idea here, Kishimoto, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it somewhere further. At least that's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the thing about Urashiki is that he's so much distant from Momoshiki and Kinshiki. Like, the bond between Momoshiki and Kinshiki, obviously they're related. Kinshiki looks at Momoshiki like he's a god. Like, he says Lord Momoshiki. Even though Urashiki kind of gives him that respect, he's like he has his own personality. He's like, I'm my own guy. Like, for example, when we seen Momoshiki and Kinshiki show up to the tuning exam, they showed up together and Urashiki was somewhere else. See? I feel like they're probably gonna separate those two, and obviously I agree when you say they have to follow the backbone of the movie and the manga. But in terms of Urashiki, like, he could just dip out like at any time. Like, the movie and everything, they said nothing about Urashiki, so therefore Urashiki doesn't have to necessarily die in this arc. You could possibly say, wow, Momoshiki just absorbed Kinshiki. I have to report this back to my Otozuki clan. And he could just dip out like that, and it's so much ways that he could just leave and stay alive.
Exactly. I mean, and the fact that they've created so many, like, I can't really think of the exact word, but almost like subplots with him and Toneri, him and Gaara. You could even maybe chuck Mitsuki in there off the last episode, but the fact that they've given him all of this little subplots outside of the main story in this arc, and now they've given him a 6 Tomoe Rinnegan. He's the only other person other than Sasuke to have it. I can't see why they'd show us this and then kill him off in a few episodes. Personally, to me, that just doesn't really make much sense, and it'd be a complete waste. Exactly.
They're building up his character so much. Like, I feel like now he has even more fans than Kinshiki, even though Kinshiki knew about Kinshiki for much longer. I mean, like, Urashiki is, like, as I said, he's his own guy, and he just has that personality that people just like. I feel like he has that personality of Data, where it's like, yeah, he's kind of goofy, but we all know he's extremely strong. Yeah, and that right there garners like some fans, you know.
Yeah, I completely agree. He almost gives me a bit of like an early Toby vibe. How he's a bit silly, he's a bit sarcastic, he's a bit funny, but deep down he has a power that is gonna, like, it's an insane power locked inside of him.
Yeah, definitely. So if we both agree, you know, he's not gonna die in this arc. What arc do you think that he'll probably show up again? Or, for example, I know a lot of people think that he'll probably fight Kawaki. What do you think about that one?
No, that's a tough one because I know a lot of people are really dead set on the whole Kawaki will kill him. However, I don't think Kawaki will kill him. I don't see, now that we've seen the latest chapter and how Kawaki is actually dead set of just getting away from Kara, and he doesn't seem to have a good relationship with them at all, I don't see where the situation would arise for Kawaki to kill Urashiki, because I don't think he'd be able to kill him by himself, not yet. And then there's also people saying maybe Jigen would weaken him and Kawaki would finish him off like Boruto did. But going back to what I said about him not liking Kara, I don't see where the situation of Jigen and Kawaki almost like fighting together would come from. And we know he hasn't got his seal from his flashbacks, but I don't know where he would have got his seal. But personally, I don't see him getting it from Urashiki. I mean, what do you think?
See, I'm not completely sure. I kind of think that, for Kawaki to be super strong, I feel like he needs a super strong karma seal, because obviously he's supposed to be matching up with Boruto. And, Boruto, on top of the karma seal, he's going to have a separate eye dojutsu that is supposed to be the quote-unquote Star of Hope. Tonetti called it that. And I feel like if Kawaki is not going to have an eye dojutsu, his seal needs to be, in turn, even stronger than Boruto's seal, if you get what I'm saying. Because they have to be equal. Boruto just can't have a substantial power strength or a higher power level over Kawaki. So I'm not sure I feel like if he does get this seal from Urashiki, could possibly boost him up. I feel like his karma seal might be even more powerful than Momoshiki's, because there is that kind of uncertainty if Urashiki is actually stronger than Momoshiki, or if Momoshiki is stronger than Urashiki, because there's so much stuff we don't know about Urashiki yet.
Yeah, it's quite interesting to be honest, because if Kawaki was to get his karma seal from Urashiki, like I said, I never really thought about it, but now that we've seen more of Urashiki's abilities, of how he just kind of takes jutsu from his opponents, that would be quite an interesting power for Kawaki to have. Obviously, Boruto absorbing the jutsu, whereas Kawaki kind of like stealing them. It's kind of, it almost is a bit like Momoshiki's power split between the two. Boruto absorbs the jutsu, but Kawaki takes the jutsu and then fires it back. It's quite an interesting parallel there.
Exactly. And I feel like the reason why Urashiki might be so strong is that we don't know the fighters that Urashiki beat in his past and the fighters that he stole their jutsu from or copied their jutsu. Like, for example, in this arc alone, or in these last couple episodes, we only seen him use power from Mitsuki, Gata, and that's pretty much it. We never seen any other characters. Like, for example, Tonetti might have some hacks abilities that he didn't even use, and he possibly just had in his Goring and just decided not to use, or he could have fought some other Otsutsuki members or some other aliens somewhere else and just stole their jutsu, and it could possibly just be in his back pocket and just waiting for it to go. I feel like that right there could possibly have Kawaki. It could possibly put Kawaki over the top in terms of he could take other people's jutsu. Like, for example, if he takes, I don't know, Naruto's jutsu, he could probably take a bit of the Nine Tails and then probably make his own Biju or things like that. It's so much stuff that Kawaki could possibly do if he does get that seal.
Yeah, it'd be a very interesting, because like I said, I never really thought about it in that way. Now that we've seen the abilities, it kind of does make more sense for Kawaki to get his seal from Urashiki. I'm still not 100% sold on it, because I do think that Urashiki, I mean, if it wasn't for the Rinnegan, I'd probably more or less be 100% backed towards that theory, but I just don't see where the Rinnegan kind of comes into all this, because the fact that he just transformed his Byakugan straight to a 6 Tomoe Rinnegan, I don't know, maybe just be me, but that blew me away. When I saw that in the episode, I was shocked. I was mind blown.
Yeah, same. And that only tells me, I kind of made a video on this. It tells me that Urashiki, he possibly unlocked the Rinnegan, because as you know, when you unlock an eye dojo, you could revert it back to the original state. Yep. For example, when Uchiha members unlocks their Sharingan, they can revert it back to their normal eye. I'm guessing that could that could possibly be what Urashiki did, but it would kind of make no sense because Urashiki would have a Byakugan and then a Rinnegan, like where's the Tenseigan or where's the Sharingan and things like that.
Yeah, it's an interesting point. I mean, if he did take something away from Teneri, maybe he does have the Tenseigan. Like, I mean, Teneri doesn't really have, if I'm not mistaken, he doesn't have his Tenseigan anymore. No. But I mean, I also see a theory going around of like Urashiki might have like all the main 5 dojutsu. I mean, that's quite a crazy theory about seeing going around.
I heard that too.
But I don't know. I think so. We'll come back to the original question. How far do you see Urashiki going in this story? Do you think he's going to play a bigger role, or do you think he'll be dying sooner rather than later?
Yeah. In my opinion, this is just my opinion. Some people might disagree with me. I feel like Kawaki probably won't kill him. I feel like, of course, he's going to get past this tuning exam arc. But in terms of, I feel like Urashiki is probably going to have an arc of his own because there's so much personality, there's so much character development there already over about 10 episodes. You just have to have him in there for his own separate arc. That's just my opinion. And the thing about a lot of people, what a lot of people feel like, because Kawaki has this curse mark, or the seal, a lot of people feel like it has to be Urashiki because that's the only Otsutsuki member that we've seen. And the thing is, there could possibly be hundreds more, thousands more. We have no idea. And the fact that there are multiple other people, because there's Jigen, there's Kawaki also, that just tells you, there's multiple other Otsutsuki members that they can reach, they could kill to get these seals and stuff.
Oh yeah, I completely agree. I mean, the fact that Jigen clearly, the Kara as a whole actually, they're pretty knowledgeable about the Otsutsuki clan, so it's the fact that, like you said, it doesn't have to be Urashiki gets a seal from. The Kara could have just probably beaten up some Otsutsuki member, brought him down, and just forced Kawaki upon him. You never know. Like you said, Kawaki's backstory is a bit like Urashiki right now. It's a bit of an open book. Anything can be written about it.
Definitely, and I think that's the interesting part. A lot of people, in terms of anime and manga, a lot of people feel like the manga just completely spoils the anime. But I feel like Boruto has this great dynamic in which the manga is basically telling you nothing in terms of the anime. Like, we never even seen Urashiki, we never seen Boruto's Idojutsu in the manga. I feel like that's the bright side of this anime.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, each time we get something new in the anime, and each time I'm starting to think like, where are the connections between this and the manga? It's almost like having 2 different versions of Boruto. It's great. I love it. It's so good.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think my opinion on Urashiki, I don't see him dying in this arc. He's been given far too much attention for him to be killed off, and I don't think he'll be killed off by Kawaki either. Not in this arc. Whether he, I don't know, get 2 seals, that'd be pretty OP. But no, I don't see him dying to Kawaki. Personally, I think he might pop up again later on. I think the arc will end, because the movie arc will end with obviously Urashiki. He's pretty sarcastic towards Momoshiki. He's always calling them his superiors, his senpai. I don't think he's overly attached to them. I think he'd have no problem just bailing on them when it starts to get a bit tough. Yeah. And this, I mean, I did like a little theory on this like a month ago. I'm not too sure how much I actually agree with myself on it, but there was a point in one of the Boruto chapters, I think, where Kashin Koji sees the Karma Seal, and he actually says, that damn Momoshiki. So obviously they knew about Momoshiki previously and the fact that he died. And he presumed Naruto had the Karma Seal. Now, where he got this information from, I'm not too sure, but I had a little theory that Urashiki could be in the battle with Momoshiki and Kinshiki, and he'll see Naruto versus Momoshiki, and that might be when he bails out there. And maybe it's a bit of a wild one, but he actually has some connections with Kara, and he's the one that says, Momoshiki, he's fighting the fox, it's not looking good. And then that could be just where they put 2 and 2 together, like Momoshiki's dead, he was fighting Naruto has the Karma Seal. I mean, it's a bit of a wild theory, but you never know.
You know, in my opinion, it's not that wild. I feel like it's very possible, especially seeing Urashiki's personality. You know, he really doesn't have. It looks like he doesn't have much loyalty to Momoshiki, so I feel like he could have some sort of connections with some Kata members. And of course, because the Kata members are so knowledgeable in this, they have to have some sort of inside connection to the Otsuyuki clan. And hey, it might just be Urashiki.
And I think it may even work the opposite way as well, because we see Urashiki, he's clearly got a lot of knowledge about the Jinchuriki. He even knew who their names were. So whether or not Kara and Urashiki himself are kind of trading information, who knows? I mean, there's been, so far, the Boruto story, it's been doing great at throwing twists at us, so who knows? It's possible.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Okay, right, well, anyway, so I think we both agree that Urashiki's story won't be over at the end of this arc.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Okay, well, I'm glad we've got through to that, and I want you guys to let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you also agree with us that he's going to have a story beyond this arc, or is he nothing more than just some death fodder for Momoshiki to absorb? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad, and I'll see you guys in another video. But until then, peace. So say goodbye, Baara.
Goodbye.
See you guys.